Hey team, let's get real today. We're going to talk about something every single one of you faces, but not enough people are honest about. Rejection. In real estate, you are going to be rejected. It's not a question. You're going to get hung up on. You're going to lose listings. You will have buyers ghost you after weeks, if not months of showings. But that doesn't mean you're bad at this. It just means that you're in the game. It means that you're working. Today, I want to help you hit the reset button on how you think about rejection. So instead of it crushing you, you will continue to crush it. And hopefully maybe even teach you a way to help you fuel yourself off of those rejections. All right. In real estate, remember, rejection is completely normal. When I first started, I remember leaving a listing appointment thinking, I nailed this. I got it. Only to find out they listed with another agent. I was in tears. I was so upset. I remember thinking, maybe I'm not cut out for this. But then a mentor told me, Andrea, if you're not getting rejected, you're not talking to enough people. That changed my perspective. It wasn't about me. It's just a numbers thing. Of course, if you talk to 1,000 people, not all of them are going to be hunky-dory nice. Okay, it might be that some of them are having a really ratchet day, but it has nothing to do with you. Rejection equals evidence that you're working. Top producers aren't the ones with no rejection. They're the ones who push through it more often. Did you know that baseball Hall of Fame players miss 7 out of 10 times at bat? I kid you not. Rejection is just part of the math. It's not a reflection of you or your self-worth. Keep that out of the idea, okay? It's not even something I want in your head. So don't take it personally. I had a buyer once who I showed houses for weeks, okay? Countless houses, okay, for weeks. And then they ghost me. I was crushed. I was so upset and so angry and just crushed. Later, way later, I find out they lost their job and were just way too embarrassed to tell me. So it had nothing to do with me. Most of the time, rejection has something to do with them. It's about them. Maybe it's timing, maybe it's money, maybe it's family, maybe it's fear. People reject the situation, not you. You can only control your effort, but you cannot control their decisions or how they act. Think of a rejection you've had recently. I want you to go ahead and write it down. And then right underneath it, this was not about me. It was about whatever their circumstance was. I think it's important to have some closure on these things so you don't take it personally. You don't take it in. So reframe the story. One time I was door knocking an entire block and grand majority of them said no, but then one said yes. And that yes turned into a listing, which then that listing turned into 2 referrals. So those 19 or 20 no's were just the stepping stones to get to the yes that I needed. Every no brings you closer to a yes. So just shift your mindset. You just have to get through those no's so you can get to your next opportunity. Rejection is just redirection. Maybe they weren't the right client for you. It goes both ways, you know. There is no proof that I'm not a step closer to my next yes. Keep pushing towards that next yes because it might happen next time or the time after. But if you stop, you'll never get to it. You're just going to have the rejection. So you might as well get to it. Try building some emotional resistance as well. I used to replay in my mind every rejection like it was a bad movie, okay? I would literally take it to bed. I would think about all the stuff that they said and then all the things I should have said or could have said or would have said if I had known. No. Instead, at this point, I I know it sounds stupid, but I have literally trained my brain at this point. I don't linger on the negative. I just don't. There's too much out there that's negative. I want to bring the positivity into myself. So that means I don't spend time worrying about it, okay? I literally just kind of have a little rejection ritual, a phrase, maybe a song. If I play some happy music, I know everybody laughs because my Pandora is called Happy Radio. It just helps, okay? Physical movement helps to reset as well. So surround yourself with some positive input, some affirmations, some podcasts, some training. There is a fantastic podcast on Spotify that I love listening to. I love listening to it in the gym especially, but I also listen to it sometimes when I'm doing my cold calling or whatever. In between calls, I'm going to be listening to this amazing pump you up kind of, music, but it's also affirmations, and it's like really like you can do this. And if you don't do this, it's because you decided not to. So don't decide that. Go ahead and just keep pushing. So it's like constantly that positivity coming into yourself that you are going to do something. Absolutely amazing. Okay. It's absolutely amazing for that. If you want to know the podcast, hit me up and I will definitely put it in the comments below. Cool. All right. So just don't dwell on it. Okay. Don't just sit there and simmer in the rejection. That's just gross. Like it's not going to make you feel any better. There's nothing you can do to change it. The best thing that you can do is just move on. Just shake it off and move on. Okay. Try and maybe do it quickly. Like if you can get on to the next phone call as quickly as possible, that is the best thing. Okay. Just move on. If you sit there and you're like, what can I learn from this? What did I do wrong? What should I do better next time? Like, okay, those are really good questions normally. But again, in this particular situation, it's not going to help you because oftentimes it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with their situation there. So don't even stress on it, okay? Just shake it off and jump right back in, all right? Maybe figure out your own rejection ritual and practice it today. Maybe listening to a podcast, listening to music, dancing like a goofball. That also works really well. No, you will never see my ritual rejection dance. It's not good. So, but do something to just kind of get you out of that mindset. All right. Maybe do a numbers game mindset. If you know your ratios, hopefully you do. Maybe say 10 calls equals 1 appointment. A rejection just becomes part of the math. It's nothing personal. It was call number 2 out of 10. That means you got 8 more phone calls before you got your yes. So just keep that in mind. Okay. Keep a yes journal. Write down every win, no matter how big or how small, and look at it when rejection hits. I know when I have a particularly hard day working with some of my agents, maybe don't get me wrong, I have an amazing crew. My agents are amazing, literally amazing, and I love working with them. But once in a while, I will struggle. I have an entire folder and it has a whole bunch of thank you cards and customer appreciation cards and even cards from my agents. And I just read through them real quick and it reminds me that people appreciate me and I'm doing a good job. And maybe I didn't do a great job with this one person, or that person was just feeling their feels. That's okay because I'm good at this. And just that reminder, that real quick peek at all of those cards and all of those notes and everything like that, it can really help. And it could be something as simple as a note from your kid that they left on your desk that just says, love you. Something like that will help when you're having a rejection moment. Lean into your community as well. Maybe share some stories with some fellow agents. Sometimes there's Facebook groups that you can join in that they will help you with some of those moments. Share your stories with them. You're going to realize one very important thing. You're not alone. One of my agents once said, I feel like everyone else has got it all figured out but me. And I had to sit down with our whole team, and within just a few minutes, she realized everyone gets rejected. Everyone. I've definitely lost listings before. Definitely. It's nothing to be defeated about or discouraged about. It's just, it is what it is. You know, in this job, that's part of it. It's nothing to take personal because everybody else has the same thing. I once lost a very nice listing that I really, really wanted. And it was because they spoke Spanish. Well, I speak Spanish too, but they never asked me, probably because of my looks. But yeah, they went with somebody else because they thought their house was Spanish style. So they needed to hire somebody that spoke Spanish and had more ties to people from other countries. And I'm like, oh man. So yeah, rejection today can be an opportunity tomorrow. You know, having some consistency and professionalism, it's going to make people circle back to you. Every rejection is either a lesson, like that one, maybe it's a redirection, or maybe it's just a delay. But it's not a dead end. It's not your dead end. It might be that for them, but it's definitely not for you. So here's what I want you to take away. Main points. Rejection is part of the job. It doesn't define you. It refines you. Okay? You're not rejected. It's just the situation that person or persons are in. So it's not you, it's the situation. I want you to actually go ahead and write down the last 3 rejections you had. And for each one, note what wasn't in your control, what you couldn't change. It had nothing to do with you. I want you to also go ahead and create your own personal rejection ritual. What is it that makes you go from negative to positive in the shortest amount of time? And also start a yes journal of your own folder. That's all of your thank yous or your appreciations or your great job. I really, really love that about you, or whatever. Maybe do a little jar with notes, whatever it is. But I want you to keep that yes journal. All of those people that said yes to you and that really appreciate the job that you do, that is so important to have, especially on the hard days. Rejection isn't the enemy. It's the evidence that you're out there doing the work and getting closer to the yes that changes your business. So if this resonated with you, please hit the subscribe, share it with another agent who maybe needs a little rejection mindset reset today. Other than that, I'll see you tomorrow.